Welcome everyone to the 271st weekly MLP Drawing School critique stream. It's definitely 6 o'clock, depending on how late your time is. And we're here. We're here to do the critique thing. You know that thing we've done another 270 times. I hope you
It's
know
6 o'clock.
what.
I'm just 5 hours late for being 6. They can
Listen,
be 6 o'clock.
time zone person. Live in my time zone.
I mean, I kind of already pretend like I do.
It's 8 a.m. You guys like 12 hours early. It's fun.
Well, wouldn't you be late since you're already in Wednesday?
Nah, yeah, actually, probably you're like 12 hours late. I'm sorry.
Huh.
Yeah, Pixie's in the future.
Rough time.
Yeah, well, as you can hear, we have a small army of people today. We got Allie Claw,
Hello.
Fluffy's Eye,
Hello.
I believe Len's here. Your mic didn't make sound, but it triggered. They'll work on the mic fun. And we got Pixin Up.
Hello, and we also have Zombie.
Where?
Look over here. I'll hold up a mirror.
Oh my god!
There it is.
It's so pretty.
Oh Lord.
It's so silly.
Alright, we got a horse to do today. So, as
There we go.
always...
What?
Oh, hey!
To
We can hear you now.
acknowledge that my mic exists.
As always, if you have any pictures you'd like to submit, any questions you'd like to ask, feel free to ask. Beyond that, please try critiquing. Give it a go. You might be like, oh no, I'm not good enough, or I'll give them the wrong answers. Hey, guess what? We're wrong all the time too. The secret to doing this and to making this work, the reason this community was formed in the way it was so people can give multiple interpretations of art, because art is subjective. So your answer could be wrong, or it could be right, or it could be somewhere in the middle. But how about you give your advice? Because dang it, it might be useful. I believe.
Yeah, and if
Just
it,
be kind and respectful.
Oh yeah.
For both of those things, I think perspective can be important. And if you're thinking, oh, like critique is something that people do when they know art and they've been to art school and blah blah blah.
Nah.
And I can't be an authority and say this is supposed to be this way, or maybe you just don't want to be blunt like that. In both cases, it might be nicer to just start with well, maybe I'll just take this picture and be like, so maybe this is just my opinion, but I think maybe this part can be moved up here and blah blah blah, because it can be very very helpful to get people to think about that, because maybe they spot something that they didn't spot before. So it's super helpful, and it'll help you get a better understanding. I will say, because I did go to do an art course in college, most of it was analytical work. It was much more analyzing other people's artwork than it was making your own artwork, because it is a huge part of understanding how to draw. So yeah, get to it. It will help you a lot.
Yeah. And
I
honestly,
won't make you write 3,000-word essays every day
I
on
will.
art critique, though. You just have to do 500 characters, and it's cool.
You don't need all the answers. You just need to be able to go, yeah, this looks a bit weird.
And boy,
Yeah.
howdy does it help you improve your own skills for identifying issues and trying to come up with answers for how to solve them. I cannot believe
Mhm.
how much of an improvement it has made to my art. You'd be like,
Oh, same.
well, but if it's not pencil on paper, how are you going to improve? Well, guess what? A lot of it's thinking through your processes, trying to answer these questions. I believe in you. You'll get there. We'll all get there together. You just gotta try. We just need people to try.
Please.
Yes, please. Also, you don't
Please.
need to hold every week long, 2 hour long video stream of it. You can just put in 2-3 lines of text, go at your own pace there, but just give it a go.
Like a true educational institute, we're begging for support. So
Yes.
Wait,
Trying
can
to
we
get
go to
people to grade
alumni
your own
now? When do we start sending the alumni letters begging for money?
I've already done it.
We have an
Problem
end of
is,
year
all of them are
Discord.
artists.
Shit.
yeah. Kind of short-sighted. Whose picture are we starting with?
Oh, we're gonna start with let's
LD is
do
picking his favorite.
yeah, we're gonna do tofu. They were here in the chat before. Solder.
Tofu is favorite student.
Yep. I was trying to remember who was here first.
I'm honored to be favorite student. Please,
All right,
please be
favorite
recorded.
student. Your first assignment is to go critique some other art. Your second assignment is to tell us what problems you
Your
had on your
homework.
picture.
Probably this one, major problem is the hair. Dividing line between the hair, like how can I show a dividing line without making it look awkward, like a huge black gap in the middle? It's like the hair is kind of like split in the middle, right? So you have that little gap going on. But when the light's coming from above, you can't really see that. So I'm trying to add a little highlights there. It didn't work out that well, so I wasn't quite happy with it. And the other one is the under chin shade. That one looks a bit weird, doesn't it? It looks a bit out of place. I have to redo that a couple times. I don't like it, but it is what it is right now. So yeah.
Just quickly, the sort of goatee. I think yours is the bottom left, right? That we're doing. Am I in the right picture?
Yeah, the brown horse.
This one.
The suave
so
looking horse.
Yeah, the I think like from the angle the face is at, the chin, like the front of the chin would be on top of where the hair is, and the hair is like cutting into it, so it might help you to have the chin like be on top. As for the sort of upper main, the main, could you just elaborate what it is you're struggling with the hair
So
exactly?
you
You
see
mentioned like the
like
middle, the parting line.
yeah, the middle lines and yeah.
This
So you
you'll
have
see
like
in
a
about 3 seconds.
it's a bit laggy. What's going on? MLP Drawing School is like no, it's just Picario is not this laggy. Why is it so laggy right now?
They were
It'll
having
catch
issues
up.
earlier today, so it may just be a
Cool.
little.
Nice. Oh yeah, I see you talking about that little bit. Yeah, I'm a bit like not too sure about how all the hair goes because the angle of the head plus the camera, so it's a bit trial and error at this stage. But it looks cool, yeah. I knew it that way. Looks nice.
Well, it isn't working for me. I've been trying to like get into it, but I can't.
I know.
What?
This is so sad. The first stream I come back to, it doesn't work.
What do you mean it's not letting you in? The
Dang,
Aggie?
Aggie.
I'm on the page, just nothing is loading, and I can't add a layer or anything.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I don't have a solution for that.
Sometimes using a different browser can work, but Aggie is sometimes annoying.
Whoa. Whoa, don't erase that blue line. That looks so nice. I like it a lot.
I was just exploring, but none of it was really working.
It'll
So I
exist
can
later
see-
on the
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, that looks nice.
On
That's what I was trying to go for, but I just can't exactly quite get it out.
Swoosh.
Cause
Lots of swoosh.
yeah, lots
Yeah.
of swish.
So yours isn't. Yours is more. It's sort of like parted on both sides, symmetrical, which will make it much easier when it comes to drawing the character from a different angle, rather than this sort of like anime like swoosh thing, which is what I did when I was doing like the point in the middle and having the hairs come up from that point thing. Which I mean that's sort of what you're doing, like when doing hair, what's supposed to happen is you pick a point and the hairs will sort of come out from that point, so it can help you to think about how the shape goes when you understand where the flow is going.
Yeah. First I
Like-
tried this oh sorry.
I was just going to mention a lot of this sort of stuff is like shape design and like looking at real hairstyles and trying to break them down into these very like simple blocks and all that sort of stuff, and how to make the blocks all feel like they're
Oh my god, it works.
connected.
Yay!
Oh yeah, it's not lagging now. Nice. Wunderbar.
Wonderful.
I see anonymous pig. Is that him? Or there's also an anonymous owl, I think. Was that now? Oh, whatever.
Yeah, that looks very nice. Like I say, yeah.
Hmm.
It's about like the hair has shapes to it, right? So it's getting more shape. Because the reason I choose this hair is because I'm just like I want to do more hair than just like the spiky hair or the curly hair that I usually do. So I just try something new to see how can I handle it. Yeah. So this is very nice. What you guys are giving me right now, that's helpful. Definitely helpful. Another question that I had for a while now is how did you like in certain angle, like 3/4 or whatever, how did you extend the smile to the other side of the face? How would that work?
Beep. I mean, sometimes a lot of the
Um,
times you don't see it unless it's like a big smile.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother with this unless it was like a
Okay.
super big like I can't draw.
Like-
Whoops. Like up here, then you'd see it like coming up, but it would look weird. And like typically, I wouldn't do that unless I was just like not having the muzzle be like a 3D shape. So like when I'm drawing, you're gonna get all this late, but the muzzle. God, I'll draw on the side where it's white. I will either do the muzzle as like a 3D shape like this, in which case you kind of only see one side of it usually, or I'll just have the muzzle be disconnected and draw like a big old grin, not confined by where the muzzle sort of starts and ends, even though it go like this. It's it just kind of looks weird to have it connect. So it depends what you're trying to go for, and if your style that you've built has your muzzles going like this, which I really do like, and I appreciate the anatomical style you have. So I tried to do similar things myself, and I'm just like, I feel like it's not where my style wants to rest. But I wouldn't worry about having the mouth show up unless they're at a particular angle, like more facing towards the viewer. If that makes sense.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah.
purple looks really nice.
I think it just sort of depends on sort of how front facing versus how side facing it is. At some point, that
Mhm.
as it turns more to the side, that side of the mouth will just like turn into the muzzle. The line continuing
Yeah,
up.
I
So
see. Yeah, whoever's drawing that purple pony, that's kind of like what I'm trying to learn right now, like the muzzle and how it connects to both sides of the muzzle. Like, looks really nice.
yes, it is very nice, Ali.
Oh, Alec, nice. Oh, yeah, that's
I
smile
just
as
drew a
well.
possum.
That's
It's
smile.
just a creepy possum. Works on everything.
Yeah, because
I think Ali inside her heart is just a creepy possum,
Maybe, I've been thinking
but one
about
that
it
we
a
all
lot
love.
lately.
So I've seen like comics where cause I'm trying to study from a comics. Sometimes when the characters are front facing, they can get that very both sides emotion out. When they get to the side, it gets a bit bit trial and error. I felt like, but yeah, it's fun. Definitely fun to try this out.
It's all just trying.
If you really want to get into fun emotions, like look no further than the MLP comic books, because the artists that work on that really know how to push the emotions from all angles, and nothing stops them from achieving what they want.
There's lots of really fun examples.
Interesting.
I love drawing expressions and like conveying emotions. It's my favorite part.
Yes. And you draw less sad expressions. Always draw sad expressions.
It's good to
Give them
branch
a
out. Yeah,
hug. They need hugs.
Crones need hugs.
Yes.
It's just a science fact.
Once I learn how to draw hugs, I would draw hugs.
They need fruits, vegetables, carbohydrates, and hugs.
All right.
All right.
Any
Next
other
picture.
questions? Okay. Next one.
Pixies.
No. Well, maybe another thing is the under chin. Do you think that's done right, or is that a bit weird? The under chin
Right,
shading.
it's
Yeah.
subjective.
I mean, really, you could do without it. Just
You can do without
it's
it?
not connecting. It's not connecting or collecting enough soup. I don't know. Chin scruffs are weird. I used to have the omelet, I believe is what it's called around here, which is the you have no chin, or the hair's not really growing up on the side of the face, so you only grow it under the face, like some type of, I don't know, shadow, basically. It looks so bad. It's just so bad. But then when that's all the facial hair you can grow. Yeah.
The only way I can grow it is apparently on one side and the other, but not in the middle. So it looks really stupid.
I see.
All right, let's move to our next one. This one is solder. Solder. You want to unmute yourself and talk to us?
Hello.
Hello. You got any questions in particular on this horse?
Yeah, I forgot the other ear again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not a question,
Well, that is a
but
statement.
totally.
Yeah.
So, questions?
Are there any
not
areas
really.
in particular that you'd like us to focus on or redraw?
Not in particular.
Okay.
There's
Your
definitely
wings.
a big mist here.
We gotta talk about how we connect wings on a creature. Generally, MLP, it's established as part of both the show and the movies. The wings are part of the shoulder blades, or at least where you'd expect a shoulder blade. They don't form on the side of the horse. They're actually more placed up towards the back. So someone's gone ahead and already corrected that here. But, okay, how about a very light pen? Yeah, that's the best choice. Man, I wish I had quick selections of pen types. Wouldn't that be great? Anyway, right over here in that green, you want to shift that guy up a bit and just back a bit. If you're to imagine the spine coming down the back and rolling out there, you're looking to place those wing joints on the shoulders. That's a minor change. Does make the jacket a little harder to get into, though.
Yeah, it's good to sort of look at where the shoulder is in terms of like where the hoof connects, and then like the wing is going to be like somewhere above and sort of behind that kind of a thing. But in general, I like it. Good.
Yeah.
He's super cute, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Very boopable snoot.
Thought that was I.
Everyone's beautiful. Yeah, the wing structure is something you can always like mess with and do all that sort of stuff. Like if you look at like a real birds and that sort of thing, they tend to have like this something on top around about here to sort of help smooth everything over. But I think that might be on the top, so I might be completely misremembering. But it's, and then you have one layer of like smallish-ish kind of feathers here, and then finally the big giant ones. So that might, I think it's the primaries and the secondaries or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you want to make the structure a little bit more weird and wonderful and interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Any follow-up questions now that we've exposed some thoughts on this one?
No.
All right, then.
Cool,
Let's
cool.
rock on to our next horse here. We're
Good
going to do the
picture.
small
Thank you for
horse.
sharing.
Thank you.
Small horse. Small horse is small.
Which one are we doing?
Small horse.
Are we doing top left? Cause...
The top left, yeah.
Oh, because they're here. Vex is here.
Are they really?
Hello, I am here.
Whoa. How convenient. Alright. So you're in a stump of how to shade the gradient the same way you've been doing for the top of the mane. Any suggestions on how you'd go about doing this? Any tips? Any other questions beyond that?
No. So for this one, mostly it's just the hair I'm kind of stuck with. I haven't really shaded gradients before, and so I'm kind of looking at how you guys would approach doing that on this horse.
What I would do would be multiply layers and color dodge layers, because that's the easiest way that I've found to do it.
I use screen or color dodge or add, depending on how I want the color to come out, really. But usually screen is the easiest, I think.
Yeah,
it depends
I think
what works here.
yeah, I was about to agree. Like, I would do some sort of layer editing mode. And I think the consensus here is that basically do all the shading, and then you can add the gradient on top to convert the colors via whatever mode looks best for that particular palette or what you're trying to get.
Okay, so what you could try is doing like the highlights flat. So you just have like the main color and then like the highlights color, and then you can try doing like a gradient over the top, like sort of partially transparent, so it just like sort of subtly like fades the main towards light on one side and darker on the other side. It could be an interesting experiment. There's so many ways to experiment with colors. It's great, and like gradients and highlights and stuff can be a really fun avenue to explore.
Okay, so yeah, you're suggesting like figuring out highlights and the darker shading first, then.
Yeah. The gradients, I think, can be an interesting like way of taking flat colors and making them be a little bit more dynamic feeling. Doing it as like sometimes it's nice to like combine like cell shading and gradients or even like soft shading and gradients, just because the gradients add like an extra little bit of like fade, and it can be very nice. Especially like what I do on every single picture that I do is I do like color overlay. So after I've done I do everything flat color, highlights, whatever. Then afterwards I have a whole folder where I have overlay, screen, and multiplier layers, and I just have like a gradient going from like usually lighter colors on one like diagonal corner, and usually I have like an overlay and then a screen of the same color at varying levels of opacity. And then I have like a multiply at the bottom, so the character's basically going from light towards the top to dark towards the bottom, and it creates like a nice effect. But however you want to use gradients is up to you. There's so many different uses for it.
Yeah, it could be good to like have the gradient on a separate layer just so you can sort of switch it on and off.
Yeah,
And then
I would definitely not recommend doing it on the same layer, just because it's really hard to do corrections, and it's much easier to experiment when something's on a different layer.
and then to, for example, just like go over it and try to like mark out the shaded areas and the lit areas, and then you can just go over the
Yeah.
top with like a multiply sort of a
I just
thing.
got an idea.
Yeah.
If you do a thing in gray, let me show you.
Sure.
And then you add a layer that's the mode on color.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it should be easier to do like the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, coloring in grayscale and then doing color afterwards can be a very fun technique as well. I think CPC got really into that a little while back, a couple of weeks ago.
You got any more questions for us?
I think that's about it. Thank you.
Good horse.
I'm glad
I
to hear.
absolutely
Very good.
adore the
Very cute.
hair.
Thank
Like,
you.
I just want to say, I adore it.
I love
Like the
the
way
like
it swooshes
flowiness and
it's
shapes of it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I love the hue shifting in here. It's just amazing. I love it.
So warm.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I hope to see more from you.
Thanks. I hope to get more out there.
Woo.
Good.
All right, let's hop to our next horse here. Our next one
Yeah.
is by
May.
Ponsky21.
Let's go.
Yay.
This is a drawing I did for a friend. Really proud of this one.
He's good. He's cute. The sparkly eyes, the floofy hair, the little bows. He's cute.
Yeah. Of course, not sitting in a white void, too. That's...
Yeah.
More than I do.
Yeah.
The void is such comfort, though.
It's so easy just
It
making
can
them
be
sit in a
anything you want
void.
it to be. The paper is your imagination.
I do notice there's a few areas, like across these streaks over here and the hair and that, where purple has completely taken over that area, and honestly, the color fill between the white and purple. Okay, are those? Is that someone else's? Am I just
Sorry, that's
critiquing
me.
someone filling in paint here? Oh my gosh. I am sorry about that. There is color fill in there, and I was critiquing the way it was going over the black line. That turned out to be one of us. Whoops.
They were too small. Wiggled them.
You're fine. You're fine. I wasn't paying enough attention apparently.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, then let's talk this chest here. The front of the horse has been made a bit forward. So with our general construction of our horse, we're gonna do our 2 circles, make our happy little jelly bean. There's a few different ideas on how to do that. I like the double circle because then you're gonna make a happy little jelly bean and helps the line stuff. That the front of the legs mount towards the front third of that. Wings and stuff are up towards the top of that circle. But it helps if you do this, you can pull in the chest, or it helps you pull in that chest and get a guide for where it's supposed to sort of pop out. So yeah, just pull it in a bit more, and the proportions will be on par then. On point? On fleek? I don't know. We
On
make
fleek.
fleek a thing?
Yep.
Bring it back. Let's bring it back, Fleek.
Yeah, the face is a little bit the eyes and stuff sort of say front facing, and the muzzle is this sort of like has this full line around the side here and all that sort of stuff. So I sort of kind of brought that a little bit more front facing as well, so it matched the eyes a bit more. But that's like that. This sort of stuff is the stuff that you'll mess around with as you play with head tilts and all that kind of thing. So don't stress. If you are sort of tilting the head side to side, something to keep in mind is that the eye that's closest to you is going to be wider. So this eye, let me pick a different color that shows up. This eye is closest to us. So this eye is a little bit wider, and this eye is a little bit shorter. They're both the same height, but this one is facing us more directly, so we see more of it. So it ends up a bit wider.
Just say in the hair, covering the base of the horn, you don't have to like separate it off. You can just put a little dent in the hair, and it's basically the same illusion. Rather the dent in the hair than the separate strand, though, because the rest of the hair seems pretty long, and that looks kind of out of place to me.
It's a big separate strand. I like the bow. Bow looks good.
Very cute.
Ponies with bows are great. All right, shall we move on to our next one?
Yeah, chuck us more art, Ponsky. Good job.
Keep on drawing.
Keep on drawing. Yeah.
All right, our next one will be this dash.
So
and it's
fast.
by Firefin9. It's just a rough sketch of Rainbow Dash for an art project I'm doing at school. Bold doing a horse art project.
I gotta say, I love the action you're putting in here. I really do feel the like whoosh, forward, like swoosh, speed. She's compressed. She's going fast.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
For this forehead, I'm thinking fighter jets and the weird sort of like angles and stuff. Bish, bish. A lot of the time when you have these sorts of like fast-moving things and that sort of stuff, you'll want to think in curves as well. So that you could have like a bit of a curve going all through this and have like
Ooh,
the
yes.
body follow that sort of a curve. And with this sort of shape of the head, I'm going to do something similar where it's like this kind of like a curve, and the mane is going to sort of follow this sort of. It's kind of like sports cars and that sort of thing. There's a reason why they have like all these like smooth curves, because that's just the way that everything's going to fall when the wind is going through it all. It looks good though. Doing fast moving stuff like this is difficult to do. So you did good giving it a shot.
I have a question about your. Let me get a bit closer. I have a question about your approach with how you started these pictures. Are you using references? Your character definitely carries forward that motion that I would expect to be found within some of the references you can grab. But things like the wings and the tail and that uh, are a little bit altered on that. So I'm wondering, when you're doing this, do you have a good plethora of references? Might be a bit harder at school. I know some places don't let you, have a cell phone or laptop or whatever for doing that. But I'm interested. If you do have references, what sort of ones are you using to do this type of image? All right. Anyone else got anything to go on this one?
Not
Nope.
much. Just
Okay.
trying to follow this sort of curve along.
It's a good curve.
Tail as well.
Let's
Yeah.
move on to
But
our
no,
next.
you did a good drawing.
Our next one shall be this long-necked one by Julia.
Heck yeah.
Let's see, who is this?
Awesome.
It
This
is.
stand, I love it.
Okay, so
It
this
does remind
is.
me of your style.
Hold on, there's two signatures. Iris Blue Draws Art and
Oh.
Julia. So it is posted by Iris Blue Draws Art, and it says Art Trade with Catboy 2021. I am going to hope this is your picture we're critiquing.
Mm-hmm. We only critique pictures that you have drawn, because that's yeah.
What was the Reddit name again?
Iris Blue Draws Art. Looking at the other pictures they've posted, the mouth is the same, so yeah, I think it's theirs.
Yep. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. We just making sure we don't like critiquing other people's art handed down. Like it's rude. Unless if there's the cases where someone will be like, "Hey, can you critique this for my sister?" Yes, she's given, confirmation that she wants this, but shouldn't have a Reddit account, type of thing.
Yeah.
We're good with that type of stuff.
Hopefully.
Good job with the ears. This one facing this way and this one facing forward. It looks nice. That's something I don't see like many
I like
people
that.
doing.
As I did comment, long neck. I'm interested though, because there are a few different people who do very different proportions when it comes to that. If you go look at like Silpho's art, they do extremely long necks. I think it's because their OC is a giraffe. But yes, often long necks. So it's not a mark against it or anything. I'm just actually interested. Is this part of the design of the style? Like, does the body still extend way past here? Forming out there. And if that's the case, why doesn't the mane chase it all the way down here, like a giraffe? That's the only long neck creature I can think of.
Actually, it's like this.
Yep. Brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, they have a T-shirt
Perfect.
now.
Oh my god.
Perfection.
This is how I need an
It's
OC
like
drawn.
guys.
Fluffy, are you taking commissions? You know, your brush strokes are just delicious. They are smooth, they are clean, every point to them is perfect. It is wonderful. It is the sign of digital art that has been meticulously cleaned up. It's one of the things I love about digital art and at the same time hate. Because I hate doing the cleanup.
I just don't bother. I just
I
I
just
envy
clean as I
brush.
go. Just make it clean to begin with, and you don't have to do all that mess.
I am not a
Me
clean
like
person.
messy gremlin.
Yeah.
Messy gremlin noises.
I like messy sketches, but clean line art, yes, please. I mean, I wish I could draw messy line art, but my brain refuses to allow that to exist.
So, you can probably add a little bit more shape into the muzzle. Just like I've just had this like little dip up and stuff like that to make sort of room for the nostrils and that kind of thing can make your picture look a little bit more interesting. The side of the head, you can probably have a little bit more of like a cheek coming out there, probably. And where this neck sort of connects in, having, let me just erase what's already there. Having a little bit of like a tip of something that sort of indicates a going out can make the neck look a little bit more connected to the head and all that sort of stuff. But nice job on the eyes. They look really good.
I can't tell if I like it more with or without the pupils. Both kind of terrify me.
I mean, maybe bigger pupils be less off-putting. And I think
True.
with eyes, like I've had this as well, where like a drawing is like irises, like okay, it looks a bit plain, but like it's not too bad. And then you put the pupils in, it's like, oh, it looks creepy, even though there's like shines in it. But then like other details in the iris can make it look a lot less creepy. I feel like I've engineered my particular eye style to be as like soft and as least off-putting as possible with the details I put in them, without being like super sparkly anime, you know.
Yeah, it's always fun to mess with eyes and just see what you can sort of end up with.
I don't really have like a tutorial on coming up with a way of coloring eyes, because I didn't really do much in the way of like I'm sure there have been like artists that at some point I like stole bits and pieces of their like coloring style and just didn't really remember it, but I really just experiment with one thing after another and figure out different ways of doing their coloring until I have what I have now, and I'm kind of happy with it. So, oops.
In general, I like the hair. Looks good. It's kind of just a good amount of detail and stuff like that for the sort of style you're going for.
All right. Shall we move on to our next one?
Yeah, good drawing.
Let's do.
Please feel free to submit more stuff to us in future.
Hell yeah.
All right, we got a Twilight. Yeah, she looks like she's having a great day. This is by, oh my gosh, Cyborgin. Where are books? I played with warm and cold lights and reflections and with line art. Rough, but I tried to fill, but I tried with full arm again to come easier.
You told
Full
that
again and came
same
too
expression.
easier. Okay.
Let me give a little tip on drawing arms the right length, because these are a little bit long. I always draw a circle on where the hand or end of the arm is going to end up and the shoulder. Connect them 90 degrees. This is where your shoulder is, like the shoulder, the elbow is going to end up, and then it looks a little bit more fluid.
At the moment, I'm just making the darks darker, just increasing the contrast. If you're going for this sort of dramatic lighting, your shadows also need to be dramatic, or else it just looks a little bit strange because it's like, you know, kind of a little bit dramatic-y sort of lights, and it looks like they're just sitting in a room in the middle of the day, kind of a thing. Probably not the sort of thing you're going for. So, big brush, doing all this sort of stuff. This is the kind of thing that thumbnailing can help with. So what you do is you start off with a really tiny representation of your drawing, and then you just throw some really big lights and shadows on top of it, see how it looks, and then you can blow that up and use that as a bit of a base for your kind of lighting you're going for across your picture. You want to make those cool lights from this tablet really pop, so let's go here. Pull this a bit darker. Have some more dramatic shadows all over Twilight to really push that sort of insanity kind of a vibe. Yeah, that sort of stuff. Let's do similar to this kind of a background. Because we want people to focus mostly on this sort of like a area. So we can, and since the light is primarily coming from sort of over here, this area is going to be darker anyway, so darken all that sort of area up. How much we want that to be saturated? And you can have this light over here. If you do want to sort of draw attention to these bookshelves and that sort of thing that like don't have any books in them, what you can do is, because the light is coming from this direction, it'd probably hit these sorts of edges. Oh, someone's way cranked up the face. But you can have it hitting these sorts of like edges. And that's going to sort of draw attention to these bookshelves being empty and all that sort of stuff. Fade out that area sort of thing. And pull this area a lot more towards greenish sort of side because it's being hit by the warm light. Even into like aqua sort of stuff. And you can push all this sort of stuff like as far or bring it back as much as you want. It's all just a case of deciding what works for your picture and the sort of style you're going for, and emphasizing and de-emphasizing the stuff that you want. So yeah, but it's definitely more contrasty now. And it sort of pulls focus towards Twilight and towards this sort of an area.
Actually, you could probably take out the all of this over here because interesting composition, maybe. I don't know.
I like that idea.
Let's test
hard
it
to
out
tell.
because I'm on top of everything.
Yeah. Brilliant.
What you could also do, actually, let me move this so I can draw. Talking of composition, if you wanted to, if you ever find yourself drawing this again, what you could try, just get some space over here. Sorry, I just need to do a thumbnail. Be bigger. Oh, thank you, whoever's helping me with that. Oh, I need to move my
Oh
layer
wait,
up.
I can't do that. Sorry, I'm on top of everyone. I keep forgetting that.
I just have to move my layer up. It's fine. What you could try is going for a real forced perspective, and have so the horizon's here, so we still get the desk and the tablet is on it, shining up, or more like this, and then we have Pony up here oh my god, we have this really extreme perspective. So it's sort of being pinched at this horizon line, everything below we're looking down on, but everything on top we're looking up on. So it sort of creates this interesting dramatic thing, especially with the lighting coming from underneath as well. I would sort of really push that, but just ideas.
I'm thinking you could probably let me bring that down. You could probably even just shift Twilight over to the left a bit, have these empty bookshelves here, and then on the right side just have a window where a couple of ponies are sort of looking in at the deranged librarian. Could be interesting.
This is who we put in charge.
Yeah, that's a good. It's a cool picture, and we've done some crazy stuff to it.
All right, shall we move on to our next one?
Let's go for it.
Sweet. Nightmare Fuel. All right, our next one is this lovely rainbow horse.
The glitter, I love it.
Am I missing something?
We're currently doing a live stream where we're critiquing stuff.
Yeah.
On what channel?
The MLP Drawing School. Here, let me fire you the link here. Oh, everyone do it. Hey, why are mine in caps?
Everyone post the link at once.
But yeah, feel free to watch.
Oh
We
wait,
just
that's
ask that you
fault.
mute.
Whoops.
Oh my god. Yeah, we just ask you mute up so the people presenting can do their talkie talks, and then everyone's free to unmute when the stream's over.
Ooh, interesting.
All right, so
I
this
should probably
picture.
hop.
This picture is by Leon Ananian, and it's new to the channel, but been in love with MLP since I was a kid. Also been a while since I've drawn something, using various markers and colors and pencils, Crayola, rose arts, etc., nothing fancy, and glitter glue from the Dollar Tree. 2 of these poems are from G1, and the other 2 are inspired by G1. You know what? Use those art supplies you can find around you, because dang it, you've done a fun job with it.
Hell yeah.
I think I get their name. I think it's Leo Nene.
What? How do you get that?
As in, the Nene and the whip, like
Oh,
Leo Nene. Sorry.
You're better at this than I am. You're taking.
Zai's confused.
I know 3 languages. I got some stuff out of it.
You can now show me how you whip, how you nene.
What does that mean?
It's a song. It's from a song.
Like a dance. Like one of those songs that sing about how they dance.
Okay.
So this horse. I don't see any other questions posted here. So let's just do it. We chose this one because, let's be honest, rainbows are the best. If you could name your favorite color, it better be rainbow.
Now, if you can name your favorite horse.
Well, that doesn't have to be Rainbow
It better
Dash.
not be Rainbow Dash.
Listen, she can be very endearing at parts.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. No, it's fair.
Like
Whoops.
the one episode where she was dealing with the CMC and she just became like this wonderful, caring, attentive person who was willing to bend over backwards to make sure that these kids both got like a good education out of this without having it ham-fisted to them. Damn. And then there's ones where she's just like,
good picture. Good drawing.
Sorry, that episode.
No, all good. So I've shortened this leg a little bit just because 3D space and all that kind of fun stuff. With this area right here, you can have a little bit of like blank space here, like just not having a line there, and it makes it look like these areas are kind of connected and all that sort of stuff. But it's a super good horse. These are just like little nitpicky things about the shape and all of this sort of stuff, so don't stress.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff gets easier as you draw more horses. I'm not sure whether that cutie mark is just a design or whether it's something in a different language.
My brain just makes me think it's a bunch of worms on a string. I know that's not it. But that's where my brain's going.
It makes me think of those little like felt worm thingies.
Yeah, worms on a string.
With the little googly eyes, yeah. It definitely reminds me of those. That or it's like feathers or papers or like strands of hair that like sort of blown in the wind. I don't know.
If you want your ears to be a little bit more like the show kind of a style stuff, you can do one side being fairly straight and then the other one being curved, and that can also look interesting. But the ones that you've drawn are also cool.
I really love the nice action the hair has flowing up top here. I almost want to put a little bit of that flow down with the tail. Like if we could get like it to pop up just a little bit to get that like nice flow to match the flow you have going with the top mane. I think it would look really, really cute.
Although they are magical horses, maybe just parts of their mane blows in the wind at all times.
It's fair. It's totally fair.
Takes too much energy to have it all blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
They get tired and fall to sleep.
Unless you're an alicorn and it's kind of like expected.
Big poof, swoosh swoosh, flow flow.
Yeah, that's what I heard is alicorn.
Yep.
I mean, mean, I drew that.
I was about to say.
All right, shall we move on to our next one?
Yeah, super good drawing. Keep it up.
This is
Keep
definitely
keep
cutie
sketching,
cute.
and if you wanna share
I
more
I
stuff with us, then do it.
Yeah, I super
I
love
hope
the
you-
like anatomy and the eye and just everything's so soft on it. It's a horse that I really want to hug. I just want to wrap my arms around and give a big cuddle because they look so soft and cute and friendly.
I really hope you keep using different art supplies because I absolutely love
Yeah,
mixed media
mixed
stuff and the
media,
fact that you combined
of
so many
course.
different things. Like, please keep
Mm.
that up. It's so fun to explore with.
Glitter.
And you,
You're very creative, and we hope to see more stuff from you.
yeah. All right. Next one up is. Oh, where's this picture? There it is.
Orange horse.
Sona drawn fan. Sona Dow fangirl. Or Sundow fangirl 99. Either way, it is a name. My OC Sanity, any advice on making the fold on the wing look better? First time poster on the subreddit. I assume they're talking about the one here.
Like
Yeah,
this?
that one.
So I think instantly one of the first thing that pokes out to me is see how you have these nice dark outlines going around the wing? Make that go along here too to really build that depth and separate it and say, hey, this is an outline of the wing as well. So if you do that, that'll really help push the whole idea that it's
'Cause-
folding over.
Yeah, because even though it's on the inside of like the color, it's like making it look like the wing is one sort of oddly shaped blob, where it is supposed to be a defining separation of the shape. So you definitely want to push that, I think.
And then you can also, if you want, just throw a little pocket of shading and grab a different color.
Looking
Just a
like
small-
just doing like drawing of like actual birds is really nice. So like looking at wing curves and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell if this brow is supposed to be frowning or like being sad.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
I want to say sad because I think these are tears on the face. These strips
Yeah.
of orange.
Yeah, the eyebrows are tilting down as if sad, but the eyes are in like angry position. So
Let me
it's a bit confusing.
cut all that off. There's a reason why in like anime stuff they have like a eyebrows showing through the hair and all that.
Yeah.
Having the tears flow down the curve of the cheeks.
That's always fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
If you're
think I
looking
would
for
bring the
some,
fold. Sorry.
go ahead.
I think I would bring the fold of the wing farther in front because I think that the joint is right before the spike here. So fold the towards the end of the wing I think makes less sense in my opinion. But that's just how I would do it.
Totally agree.
That looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wondering for some fun art, fun and cheap art supplies to invest in to bring this just a little bit further for yourself, highly suggest picking up one or two gel pens that are white. What you can do with that is you can, for areas in like these eyes, where a nice little cataract jammed into their eye, the little white spot, would help give some shape and dimension to it. With a white gel pen on traditional, it sticks on basically anything except for crayon. And it
I
will
got
stick
one
above
and
most pencil crayons, just like full wax Crayola crayon, it tends not to. but highly suggest some of those for that. And things like the tears, you can use it just to add a little shine to the tears, and that'll help differentiate it from the rest of the face. You've done a beautiful job with your outlining to pull it off. You can just take it to the next level with just one more tool in your toolbox. Not necessary, but a fun thing to pick up if you have a little money and time.
I do want to say, good job with this like whole area here. It's really hard to get all of the overlapping and all that sort of stuff, but you've done it really nicely. And good job with the shoulder and that as well. It's a really interesting sort of a thing. If you do like a shoulder that like curves around like this, you also need to have the this bottom part sort of curve in this way a little bit, because all of that is being like shifted that way, sort of a thing. It's a good drawing though. You did good.
All right. Anyone else have any other art or any other questions on this? Comments? Holy cow, not questions. I think we got one more picture that somehow I forgot here.
Oh, there.
Here it is. Little horse.
Little horse.
Little horse.
Small horse.
This one is by valuable dash add 1504. Yes, I know why I forgot this one, because we were wondering, or we're busy searching for your name instead of trying to download the picture. So valuable add 1504. I'm trying to get better at drawing stallions critique. I don't have any other of your pictures. It looks like you might have deleted your previous account, because I thought I recognized this character from last week, but I can't recall, and I'm too lazy to scroll back through pictures we posted, or the video we posted. Who's in red there?
I'm
There's
in
two
the
people.
I'm in the thick red. I think Len is in that one.
Yep.
Red middle. Go.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm just doing some shape tweaks and that sort of stuff. With these legs, it's good to especially if doing them from side view, you can sort of continue the shape all the way down here. Do something similar for that back leg as well.
Our little guy can't even hear. He doesn't have ears.
Well, we'll fundraise.
Have we seen both ears forgotten before in the
Yeah,
picture?
absolutely.
Or just not
and I've
included?
done it.
I mean, I've forgotten whole sets of wings.
I mean,
I think something's so big
easy.
enough.
Wings and horns. Yeah. Clearly, Earth Pony Race is just trying to become dominant one.
No ears, but the other senses become heightened. Yeah, where the neck sort of connects to the body, there is this sort of like a tendency to have this all the way down here kind of thing, this neckline, back neckline. But in general, you can just like do that, have it connect to the back, and then not worry about the line continuing down that much. In general, it's all right to do something like that. If you look at Len's picture over there, the mane is very poofy, very big.
Yeah, that's always my thing. It's just go overboard with it. Don't even try to go at your max. Just go further.
You want to get that volume, yeah.
Yes.
Because you can always draw it too big and then be like, oh, that's a bit too big. And then bring it down later. Looks like a good picture, though. You did good. Good sketches.
And this time it's not a white void, it's a blue void.
Brilliant.
All right. Anyone else have
Fancy
any
void.
other art they'd like to critique, or art they would like critiqued, questions they'd like to ask? Trash pandas.
No, stick with
they'd
it. Any
like
other
to...
art you would like to critique on the subreddit, please do.
Yeah, absolutely. Going once, going twice. Sold to the lowest bidder. Oh,
never mind. Oh, sorry. You guys have I just got one simple thing. Just give me a second. I'll upload it right now. Is the upward? I think I asked this question before. Never mind. The upward phase. It's just I'm not too sure
I
like
think you've done a
how
good job
is
with
it
it.
executed. I don't know. Like I can do those things for reference, but when I'm trying to do it myself without reference, it just won't click.
It's
So
a
let
tricky
me tell
angle.
you
I
a
think
secret. You
Yes.
use references till
Uh-oh.
it clicks. It's not necessarily a get a reference and it clicks. You keep using references until it becomes so ingrained in your visual library that it will click. So just don't try to rush it, but keep using those references. You don't need to test yourself so early to be a master of complex anatomy and all different angles.
I definitely don't like the whole like, okay, I've drawn something from reference, now let me try drawing it without reference in order to prove that I'm a capable artist. Like I don't really like that mentality. Just like Ali said, like keep using references until the day you die, or until you just find that you don't really need them because you memorized how to draw a certain thing. Like it will just naturally come to you. You don't have to force it.
Okay, I see.
For me, if I can put something in here as well, what I like to do is look at the reference and then draw, like, just basically copy the reference, not trace it, but copy it yourself.
Yeah.
And then I take the reference away and try to copy it again without the reference. That's the way that I learn best.
We've talked about this before. It's a very good technique.
Yeah. In the case of that particular one, I think it's just a case of thinking about which side of the snout and all that you're going to be viewing more of, and that kind of thing.
I would maybe like take the eye and like sort of like, you know, imagine the bounding box around it, take like the middle bottom one and just move, like squash it upwards a little bit, and take the sort of nose and like bring the box down a little bit so that like the edge of the nose connects with the bottom, like the bottom corner of the eye, because that's where the sort of bridge of the nose will go up.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah, just a little bit, just to help it sort of connect a bit more. Otherwise, I think you've done a good job with that upwards look. It can be very tricky.
Yeah, indeed, very tricky. All right, thank you.
Can I have an opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's this tear in fabric look?
So what is it? Just like tearing from just like the pony inside being too much for the fabric to hold?
It's burned.
It's burned away.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I think it works as a. I was gonna say because I've done lots of like, I've done like TF artwork before, so like clothes ripping around a character is something I had to learn how to draw, and I used to sort of always do it like that. But like that, it wouldn't really be indicative of fabric tearing from force pulling, but that I think that works from sort of like burning away. I would sort of maybe like chain where you got some like the straight lines, like fray it a bit, like have the threads go off at different angles and
Ooh.
curl and stuff because they've like come loose and snapped under the tension, so they've
Yeah.
they wouldn't be as rigid.
Hello, Flare Horizon. LD.
I
We
drew.
have another.
I
Maybe do
drew
like a
the
few other
burn
little.
patch.
Okay, sorry.
If you want to show it, I don't know. That's how I would do my burn patch.
Yeah, I was gonna say like add little extra bits as well where like other splashes might have caught. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
One moment. Just gotta get
What's going on
together.
in the picture? I'm curious. They're
She's
trapped
in
in a
a
giant
sock.
sock, and
Yes.
did someone like drop acid on them or something?
No. It's part of the lore of the character.
Like the Q mark is burning away the sock or something? Or like they're
Yeah,
just
the cutie
really
mark
hot?
is evil.
Okay.
Brilliant. I love it.
Can I complain for a second about this error that I did in one soup and now I can't make the other one because I'm disappointed?
I mean, you can complain, but all we're gonna have is sympathy.
Sometimes
No.
that's the entire point of complaining. Or just because it feels good.
It's in the bottom if you want to see it. It's such a good ear shape.
I love this drawing in the bottom, but and they keep pausing.
I got distracted.
I totally it's hard getting that consistency right. I mean my ear shapes are not one shape, so like it can be hard to get the consistency right, but sometimes it just clicks and it's like yay.
I'm gonna have to just place a layer over top of my other ones. Ran out of space. So this one's just gonna go right here, and we're just gonna have to erase critique. Or better yet,
I know.
it goes above
can put 'em on
everything
the-
else, and y'all get to make a new
Yeah.
layer above it.
Oh,
New
sweet.
layer party.
All right, Flair.
Oh, is that what we're doing in the stream?
What? New layer? What?
Hmm?
Anyway, Flare Horizon. Hi, I don't suppose you could take a look at the shading on the pony. Really tried to do it well. It's just a standard pose, but I wanted to practice shading more. Again, it's been a little while. In particular, the tail shading seems to be a bit off, but I looked at references and came to the conclusion that I should shade it that way. Okay.
It's so smooth. It looks so round.
It looks like the light is coming in this direction, which means that the tail is sort of like this circular sort of a thing. This side probably wouldn't get much light, so that side would probably be fairly dark.
Man, can I just congratulate you on making shadows that are both hard and soft?
Yes.
That is.
It's always super
wonderful.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think you made them backwards of what it would be. Because as the shadow grows larger, it's going to become softer at the edges. Where you've done the points that exist.
Yeah.
That color don't work. That color might work. Yeah, the points that
I
exist
like
here.
doing shadows that blend from soft to hard. What I do when I do that is or anytime I do soft shading, really, I do start with cell shading, and then I have like some nice CSP brush, like the paintbrush tool, subtools, which I use for blurring, and I just sort of go through and carefully manually blur it, so you can get a lot of control that way. It's really cool.
On your hoofers and all that sort of stuff here, you've got this really saturated sort of color sort of thing, which shows up right on the outer edges in your picture. The weird thing about like the fur and skin and all that sort of stuff is if you look, you've got let's say that let's say that we're shading this and it's a bit of a cylindery sort of a thing. So what you'll see is in actual skin and all that, you'll see the light area, you'll see the sort of lower saturation dark area, and then in the area in between, that's where you'll see the higher saturation area. You'll see sort of the higher saturation in the area between the light and the dark because of how the light sort of scatters through things and subsurface scattering and all that sort of stuff. But like an easy way to remember it is just like lower saturation, then higher saturation between them. It's a way to make it look sort of real and all that.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. In the hair, I would put some harsher lines. I don't really know how to explain it because I don't have the tools to do it in Adobe, but I would like send a screenshot if you're on the Discord. I can send a screenshot of what I mean. It's just like smooth shading, but harder lines in between the shading. I don't know how to explain it at all.
Words.
Ooh, send me one of those. I've seen people done that. I was trying to figure out how people do it. Like smooth with hard shading, with hard edges within. That's the stuff I'm trying to learn. It's pretty good. If you can.
Yeah, let me find it.
That's super cool. How people does that looks really nice. Also, not a quick question. About the muzzle, right? So when ponies are like,
Just wait until we're done with Flair stuff.
yeah, of course. Sorry.
Yeah, all good. Blair mentioned that you disconnected.
Oh no.
My stream had a few dropped frames, but it looks to be still live.
It might have been Picarto's end.
Yeah, probably Picato.
you live for
Refresh.
me.
So just to, are you refreshing the stream stuff?
No, I refreshed the window on my side and I still see it going. I don't see dropped frames anymore.
So when you're doing fur shading and skin shading and all that sort of stuff, the lit area will be a bit lower contrast. The shaded area will be a bit lower contrast. A bit lower saturation. And then the area right between the light and the shadow will be a bit higher saturation because it models subsurface scattering and all that kind of weird stuff. Just to recap. And if you look it up, you'll probably get a lot of people talking about 3D software and all that sort of stuff. But honestly, I find that pretty useful for when I'm trying to like do learn painting techniques and that.
All right. Does anyone else have any other? Do you have it? Sorry, Flair. Do you have any follow-up questions for that one?
I believe they do. They said they actually created this picture initially to practice the expression. They think they did an okay job, but is there anything else they could have done to convey a more smug expression?
No,
I mean,
that's pretty
it's
smug.
cliche. I don't know. It's cliche, but you could do the DreamWorks face is pretty much the starter set smug face. It plays a little bit more with the eyebrows. But yeah, it literally. I know it's a meme by now, or it is. But the DreamWorks face, you look it up, and that's like smug 101. If you want to start pushing it just a little bit more.
Yeah, and tilt the bottom of the head up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always going to be looking down at you, no matter
Up and
how
like
tall you
slightly like turned to one side.
are.
So it's like, oh, can't draw. Because I need to move my layer up. So like the angle.
Sometimes even showing a little teeth. Well, it's like the littlest hint of teeth. Like it's a really lopsided smile usually. Yeah, if you want to push it, I'd say push for asymmetry instead of the symmetry in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like going onto Bing and then searching people who've drawn like cartoon, like searching cartoon name of the expression, because it comes out with a bunch of like people who've just drawn like cartoon versions of stuff, and that's already like simplified to the basics and all that kind of thing. So I like doing that. Steal other people's simplifications.
Oh yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to our next one? I believe those questions
You have another one?
I don't know. I heard voices coming from the chat. They weren't just in my head this time. So if someone else had questions for us?
Is it anyone else?
Yeah, just you.
Okay. It's something about the muzzle curling up. So remember, like when ponies do like that disgust expression, like that the muzzle curves inwards. Like, how do you guys do that? Because that's just a question, like that,
Bumps usually, they're like little bumps, little overlaps,
bumps?
little wrinkles. Honestly, if that's your specific question, I would say go find references of ponies doing that because there's so much art that covers that.
Yeah, true. No, that's
that
fair.
has all the references have the answers. I always like to say that if you have a question, I like probably 9.99 out of 10 the reference has the answer in it. If you just give it a second, look through it, try to grasp what the picture's doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Thank you.
And with that, we're going to be calling it a day. Thank you all for joining us. We'll talk to you again next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.